Ladies, it is menstrual hygiene day today, and I know it probably seems like an awkward topic to form a day around, but it's not. I think it's something that we all need to be aware of, whether we are just starting in the menstrual game or we've been in it for way too long. I just want to talk about it a little bit today. I had some things that I wanted to do a product review on, and so I just decided to combine the two. So yeah, let's talk about menstrual hygiene. Nationally, globally, it is a bigger issue than you think it is. You guys, let's get real. Menstrual cycles, AKA periods, AKA Auntie Flo, AKA that trick that ruined your vacation, they happen, okay? It's a natural part of a woman's life that I believe should be embraced and understood. So whether you're younger or older, like I said, it's important to be properly educated, and no matter where you are in the world, it's really important that you have the things you need to manage your menstrual cycle. That's what I kind of want to touch on before I get into the product review is period poverty. Period poverty is the fact that people don't have the products that they need to manage their period, and that is a problem. That is so crazy because periods already suck when you have everything you need to manage them. So when you don't have the basic necessities to deal with it, it makes it 10 times worse. And it's just unacceptable that people don't have what they need. They did a poll that 46% of women in Kenya do not have the stuff they need to manage their monthly situation. So we need to do something about that. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what can be done and some things that you guys can get involved with at the end of the video. But we're gonna talk about just some of the products. Now, Americans are definitely spoiled when it comes to products and excess with menstrual management. We have so many options, and so many options that our parents probably never even anticipated would be here. And to be honest, I'm scared of what my kids and grandkids are gonna have available to them. Like, I don't know what kind of blood extractor devices are gonna be created for them, but I'm just a little bit afraid, just a little bit. Let's talk about some of the modern menstrual management tools that are available to us now, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a review, some pros and cons based off of my personal experience, and if there's something that I've heard of that I haven't tried, I just want to kind of like describe it and touch on it. So there are 4 things that I wanted to talk about that I'm aware of, that I've tried and want to try, and that is menstrual cups, discs, organic materials, and period panties. So I've tried all of those except for the discs. And it's funny because the discs are probably the one that I'm going to enjoy the most, and I'll tell you why in a bit. So menstrual cups, a lot of you guys are familiar with Diva cups. There's like 1,000 videos here on YouTube about Diva cups. If you're not, I'm not gonna show you mine just because I don't feel like getting up, and I think it's a little strange. It's a cup, I'll link a picture on the side here. I have the Diva cup. I know there's other brands, and it is a silicone cup that fits inside of your vaginal canal and collects. It collects. Okay, and so I think that is an amazing method for me. It's one that I've adopted over the past few years, and that has been one of my staples. The pros for me is that it is silicone. It is toxic shock syndrome risk-free. That's important. And it also holds up to like 12 hours plus, depending on your flow, obviously. But as a nurse, hello, I work 12 hours. So if I'm on my period, I am not worrying about a thing, okay? As long as I have some kind of like leakage protection, I'm good to go. Like, there's really not much of changing things and having to go do this, that, or the other. I really appreciate that as a nurse, and just as, I mean, in general, I think anybody can appreciate that. As far as cons for the cup, it's a pretty awkward removal process if you were to be in public. I think that would be a major con. Okay, so if you're not used to a cup at all, if you're just coming straight off of tampons and pads, removing it is gonna be weird to begin with, and even in your own home, because you're getting all up in there. You're getting really up close and personal with yourself if you haven't already, and it's just that time, and it's really messy, and it's a situation, even in the privacy of your own home. So to be in public, I'm not quite sure about it. You know, coming out of the stall would be really awkward, having to rinse it off and reinsert it, or however you do that. Public bathrooms, if they're like multiple, like if it was a private public bathroom, maybe, but that's still kind of weird. And then I guess the other con would be that it's anatomy dependent, which I think a lot of things are. You kind of have to go in with your mind open that it may not work the same for you as it does other people as far as anatomy. It may not sit well, it may not, you know, there might be some leakages and spots that are open for you. Anyways, it works for me. That's all I can speak on. So that's really the only cons that I can think of. I love this method of menstrual management, and it works best for me as of now. Let's talk about organic materials. So I just have these right now because I was on vacation and I needed to pick up something. So I just went for, this is Cora. It's an organic cotton liner, but there are organic tampons and pads as well. And to be honest, me personally, I could care less about organic materials. It is something that is available, and it's really cool for the environment conscious person. And I'm not saying that I'm completely unconscious to the environment, but it's cool to have. I'm a little bougie. Look, I got big thighs. They rub together. They move things around. And during that time, I don't have time for the shifty business. Okay, so I need some solid protection. And this, I don't know if you can see it, but that's literally how the pad looks. And it just kind of sits there. And it's just not functional for me. It doesn't offer any functional advantages over regular pads and stuff, other than the fact that they're environment friendly. So yeah, that's the pros and the cons for those. Not much to really say about that. It's up to you. The next one would be period panties. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, because I wanted to talk to you guys about two companies that I have tried and tested their period panties. And one is Modibodi, the other is Thinx. I know Modibodi is an Australian-based company. I'm not 100% sure about Thinx. To be honest, Thinx is not my favorite. Modibodi is. And now that I've just put it out there, I'm gonna tell you guys why. So, well, these are Modibodis. Modibodis, they're simple designs. They're cute. I'll probably give you guys a close-up in just a minute, but the style, the size, and the product design for me in Modibodi has won me over. I've never had any leaks. I've never had any issues with the actual product. The sizing, like I said, fits very well for me. And I think they're cute. They come in different colors. I have a peach one as well. They do have different styles, and I'll kind of scroll through on the side here. But I kind of like to just keep it simple. I don't need to be sexy, like to have sexy panties on my period. That's not my priority. I want coverage. So yeah, so I have these. They're very simple. But Modibodi, like I said, meets those three criteria for me. And they also have, speaking of period poverty and hygiene awareness, they have a program that provides physical panties to like shelters and people that need them. And I really appreciate that. Switching over to Thinx. Thinx does have a program, but I believe it's just kind of like a sign our petition to give people resources and make people aware. So petition over meeting physical needs to me is, yeah, I appreciate Modibodi more for what they do rather than Thinx. But that's just my opinion. Thinx, these are Thinx. Now, don't be fooled, because these actually look cuter than the Modibodi ones that I held up. But they're not as functional to me, and I think that's more important. These are really cute, but as soon as I put them on and thereafter, as I tried to like break them in, they just didn't fit right. I don't know if it's like the inseam. The inseam situation for me has been an issue. So sizing is off. That's a problem, because you are bloated and you're uncomfortable. So you don't need panties that are more uncomfortable. And yeah, I don't like having to figure out my size when I have to like buy stuff online and ship things. Like, you need to be true to your size chart. You need to be true to a lot of things, which I don't feel like they are. Anyways, aside from that, these panties in particular, like the inseam would like roll. I told you I have big thighs that rub together, and a lot of people do. So yeah, they would kind of like roll. And this is the most pivotal part of the panty. So if the end part where my period collection is going is rolling, rocking and rolling, that's a problem, because now I have leakage situations on the inner corners of my jeans or this or that. Like, nobody has time for that. I need some security, and I don't feel like this offered them. And these are cute as heck, you know, little boy, whatever style this is, walking around the house, babe would never know. And that's cute and all, but until I bend over and he see a little in roll and no. So thanks, try again. You guys really did well on the design, but try again, okay? Yeah, so period panties. Let's talk about the pros. Generally, they are worry-free. Man, when I got the first pair of Modibodi, I got Modibodi first. When I got the first pair, I was so blown away because I had tested them on an off day and free bled into these things, and they held up so well. Like, I would wear white jeans with these things on my heaviest day. And so I thought these were really worry-free, really cool. Like I said, the style, the functionality, it's just so amazing where we've come from to where we can wear panties that take care of the situation. Like, man, I wish I had this as a little girl, you know, not having to do a lot of excess work to manage my period and feel comfortable about it and feel confident about it. So these provide all of those things. I do combine some of my methods. So like, I'll do the cup and a panty or something like that. But at night, sometimes I'll just do the panty, or, you know, you can do however you want it to do. But it does work alone, and that for me says a lot. But you can combine it with other methods if you feel more comfortable, if you're going out, if you're going to be out for a while and you need some extra coverage, whatever the case may be. So these are super pro for me. I can't even think of any cons other than the design cons of one brand. But as far as the concept in general, I can't think of any cons. And I know some of you guys that are new to the idea of period panties might think it's kind of strange. Like, you're sitting on these panties with blood on them. But I mean, it's similar to the idea of pads, but the technology is far more advanced. Obviously, or you wouldn't be able to reuse them because they're nasty. I can't say enough good things about period panties. So, what is the last one? The last one, Flex This. So I told you guys that I have never tried Flex This, but I can imagine that it would be my favorite. Why? Sex. That is why. Sex is the reason that I think I would love Flex This, because they have a unique design that keeps your canal free. Say it with me, ladies. Free canal. You know what that means. That means y'all can get it in where it fits in, okay? And I think that's a really interesting aspect to menstrual management, because now all y'all can turn your heads up if you want to, but hormones do not lie. Hormones do not discriminate, okay? The fluctuation of those things will have your sex drive at its peak, and you may think that that's a, you know, really inopportune time, but with the Flex This, Okay, so I think it's interesting. I do want to try it out. I want to try the Flex This out as well as some other things out. And I just think it's a cool concept. The Flex This to me is very similar to the cup. It's the cup with benefits. And so I really feel like I would like that, and I really want to incorporate that into my regimen. Personally, even though the cup and panty duo has kind of been my jam for a while, I'm willing to switch it up just to give it a try. I guess the only con that I can anticipate with the Flex This would be the cost. It is single use, it's not reusable, so you would be, you would have to buy, I mean, the ones that I've seen in the stores have been come in a pack of like 12 maybe, and so if it holds up to 12 hours, like it says, you can probably get away with, I don't know how long y'all periods are, y'all can do your own math, but you could probably get away with 1 pack a month or 1.5 packs a month. Either way, it's not extreme on the cost, but if you've come from the cup and panty where you don't have to buy anything, it could just be a con. That's just your personal preference. But that's about it for the pros and cons for me. It's been such fun. It's been so fun talking about the luxury our lady parts can afford each month. And I just want to hear what you guys use, what you guys like, what works for you best. Tell me what your menstrual management is like every month. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where to leave them below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. This is YouTube. And thank you for rocking with Nurse Rocky. I know this was probably a little bit of a TMI awkward video, but it was fun. And I thank you guys for all of you who reached the end of this video. And I will see you guys in my next one.